Welcome and thank you for joining the virtual public meeting for the Texas Statewide Active Transportation Plan, or SATP, a plan for improving walking and bicycling in Texas. Over the past 2 years, the Texas Department of Transportation, or TxDOT, has been developing this plan with support and feedback from the public, local governments, advocacy groups, and other partners. It builds on years of planning efforts and is part of a coordinated strategy to improve travel within Texas. This statewide active transportation plan aligns with many other TxDOT plans, including the statewide long-range transportation plan Connecting Texas 2050 and the Texas statewide multimodal transit plan, which is also under development. We are proud to say that the document establishes a unified vision for the identification and implementation of strategic active transportation priorities and policies across Texas through the year 2050. The statewide active transportation plan is not just a TxDOT plan. It is for all Texans. Implementing this plan will take all of us working together to achieve the vision and improve active transportation across the entire state, both on the state highway system and on local roadways. We welcome your feedback on this plan, especially in regard to early implementation steps. We are excited about this opportunity to set plans in place to offer Texans more transportation choices and to do our part to connect you with Texas.
There are three main reasons TxDOT is hosting this meeting for the Texas Statewide Active Transportation Plan, also called the SATP. One is to continue to strengthen relationships with active transportation users across the state. Second, we are working to build support for the draft plan and gather your feedback on priority plan implementation actions. Please note that you can scan the QR code on the screen to view all public meeting resources, including the draft plan and an executive summary. Third and finally, we will show what we heard in our previous outreach and how input from stakeholders and the public was used to develop the plan. At the beginning of plan development, we set forth our vision for the plan, shown here on slide 3. The Texas Statewide Active Transportation Plan is a collaborative effort to advance a safe, accessible, connected, and fully integrated pedestrian and bicycle network that increases active mobility and supports health, economic vitality, and resiliency within communities and across Texas. The SATP creates a unified vision for active transportation across Texas through 2050. Texas is rapidly growing. By the year 2050, the population is expected to grow by 9 million people and 6 million new jobs. To address this growth, Texas must implement a transportation strategy that is responsive to the increasing and changing needs of residents, workers, and visitors. Active transportation can play an important role in an integrated multimodal approach focused on creating more travel choices that connect people to where they want to go, increase access to opportunities, and support vibrant and safe communities. It's important to note that active transportation includes bicycling, walking, and the use of other mobility devices like wheelchairs. It may also include smaller electric-powered micromobility options like e-scooters and e-bikes. This effort is not the first time the Texas Department of Transportation, or TxDOT, has focused on active transportation planning. Since 2018, TxDOT has had various initiatives to study or plan for active transportation, including the statewide Bicycle and Pedestrian Count Program, the Bicycle Tourism Trails Study, and the ADA Self-Evaluation and Transition Plan. In addition, TxDOT is in the process of developing bike plans for all 25 TxDOT districts. 5 goals were developed through early stakeholder and public engagement to shape the vision of active transportation in Texas. The first goal is to improve safety, comfort, and accessibility through the design of low-stress level facilities. The second goal is to enhance the connectivity of community destinations and build more connected infrastructure. The third goal is to address community needs and provide mobility options for Texans who don't have vehicle access or who rely on active transportation modes. The fourth goal is to support economic vitality by increasing accessibility and connecting the workforce. And the fifth goal is to promote healthy communities by making it easier for Texans to live healthy and active lifestyles. The development of the Statewide Active Transportation Plan, or SATP, began in 2023 when we worked with key stakeholders and the public to develop the plan's vision and goals. We also kicked off collecting and analyzing data to be included in the plan and completed the first round of outreach. Next, our team evaluated existing conditions of active transportation in Texas and worked closely with partners to identify needs, gaps, and challenges for the plan. Challenges and strategies were then presented to the public during our second round of outreach. After that, work began to develop the draft plan, including priority actions for implementation. We are gathering input during this third and final round of public outreach. This summer, your input will help us finalize the plan. Those engaged by TxDOT in developing the plan are listed on screen, and they include internal partners and subject matter experts from various TxDOT divisions and districts, TxDOT's Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, partner agencies from Texas cities, counties, regional planning organizations, transit agencies, and FHWA, and community representatives, advocacy groups, and the public. TxDOT also created a steering committee and 6 emphasis area working groups to provide valuable insight on active transportation needs throughout the state. They have been involved by helping to gather existing condition information, confirm and prioritize goals, and develop challenges and potential strategies. Over the course of the plan's development, TxDOT has held more than 60 meetings with key stakeholders, including metropolitan planning organizations, or MPOs, advocacy groups and advisory committees, 20 meetings with the plan's steering committee and emphasis area working groups, and 40 public meetings and pop-up engagement events over 2 rounds of public outreach, which garnered a total of 3,000 public comments. The most common comments from stakeholders related to the safety and comfortability of active transportation facilities, limited funding for active transportation projects, the consideration of active transportation needs earlier in the project development process, the variability between rural, urban, and suburban areas, and the need for flexibility and requirements to address this variation, facility maintenance, and the need for coordination between state, local, and regional agencies, along with advocacy groups to develop effective facilities and educate the public on their use. With the input received, TxDOT identified 16 challenges to active transportation across the state. 9 strategies were developed to address the 16 identified challenges to improving active transportation. These strategies provide a foundation for future planning, which will occur incrementally over the next 20 years. These strategies include developing and expanding active transportation networks statewide, addressing physical barriers, and integrating active transportation with other travel modes. The full list of strategies, along with their descriptions and supporting actions, is available in Section 5 of the Statewide Active Transportation Plan, which can be found on the SATP Virtual Public Meeting page. Implementation of this plan will require a combination of TxDOT-led and TxDOT-supported efforts. To accelerate this implementation, the plan lays out a set of 5 priority actions to be taken over the next 5 years. The first 3 actions are featured on this slide and include identification of critical corridors for investment, leading an educational campaign and creating awareness of partnership opportunities and resources, developing training in support of creating consistent active transportation infrastructure across the state. The 4th and 5th priority actions include enhancing data collection and analysis and providing progress updates to the public, and improving flexibility of funding sources, considering the development of a dedicated multimodal streets fund and pursuing new and innovative funding sources and grants. The SATP team is seeking feedback to help us determine the order of implementation for these priority actions, and we would like to hear from you. Please provide your feedback by taking our survey, available by scanning the QR code on the left side of the screen. You can also send your comments to us by mail or email, or leave a voicemail at 800-671-9854. Hard copies of the survey are available in English and Spanish on the virtual public meeting site and can be printed and submitted by mail. The comment period closes July 13th, 2025, and all input must be received or postmarked by that date to be included in the official public engagement summary. For any questions about the plan or outreach efforts, please reach out to our project manager, Greg Reininger, by email at gregory.reininger@texdot.gov. Once this round of outreach is complete, the team will analyze the feedback received and make appropriate updates to the draft plan. The plan is expected to be finalized this fall, with implementation beginning shortly after. Thank you for attending the virtual public meeting for the Statewide Active Transportation Plan. To join the mailing list and get more information about the SATP, please visit the SATP engagement platform by scanning the QR code. To stay up to date with the implementation of the plan and other active transportation efforts, go to the TxDOT website to view the TxDOT Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee meetings.